Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Marw's magnificent moment of enlightenment. I call myself Marw, and that is it. I am 100% Dane. Although, I speak English better, so yes, I'm not British though, at all, so don't insult me like that. Together with Theo, I make up this band team. We will throw tons of stuff your way. Theo will do all the fun, I'll do all the... well, I suppose you could call knowledge fun. Yes, I'll throw knowledge at you. Deal with it. Now, knowledge is a pretty broad term. You might be thinking, what knowledge? Medicine? Physics? No, I'm afraid not. I'm about to throw role-playing, writing at your face. Because that is what I do. That is what I like. And that is what I'm going to be talking to you about. So, if you don't like writing, if you don't like role-playing, if you don't like to use your creative side of your mind to do something amazing, then why are you even here? Perhaps you're expecting me to convince you to join role-playing. Very well. Challenge accepted. Okay, let's get away from introductions right now because they're useless, aren't they? You don't give a damn who I am. So let's get straight to the point. Role-play. What is role-play? What is it all about? And what am I supposed to do? Okay, first things first then. What is role-playing? Role-play is immersing yourself in a character different to yourself. In a different world, in a different setting, with a different mindset. Unless, of course, you're role-playing yourself, but that isn't very interesting, is it? It's like watching a movie with the actors being themselves. Nobody wants to see that, unless you're watching a documentary. Role-plays aren't documentaries. They're stories. They're stories written by you and many, many others. It doesn't have to be many others, though. It could be just one. If you're doing it yourself, it's writing a story. Get out of here. You're here to write a story with others, not just yourself. Essentially, that means that you have a character. Or you are a thing. Basically, a character's a thing, a person, an animal, a rock. I don't know. And this thing, this character, it's what you write from. You write or act as if you are this character. Get used to the word, character. And basically, you imagine you're that person, thing, or animal. You imagine that you do what it would do. You look what it looks like. You are basically it. You are immersing yourself. Write that down. Write down the word immersion. Tattoo it to yourself. Write it all over your walls. I don't know, because it's a very, very important word in the world of roleplay. What does it mean? It means that you actually, imagine you're in its place. For example, if you play a human, it's a guy, he has a top hat, and you're in the Victorian time of age. You don't turn into a dragon. You don't suddenly have an alien burst from your chest. That wouldn't happen in real life, would it? So, immersion, as you can imagine, is a pretty damn important word. And that is more or less the key concept of roleplay. Immersion. So, stick to it. Be your character. Do what it does. Now, I'm not saying that you go around and kill people because your character does. You do get what I mean though, don't you? Roleplay is all fun and dandy until you do it wrong. So let's get it right, shall we? First things first. Where do you roleplay? Forums? Live action roleplay? Dungeons and Dragons? Pen and paper? Or maybe even some massive multiplayer online? It really depends on what you like, because all of this is available to you. Apart from pen and paper and Dungeons and Dragons, and maybe even live action roleplay, because they're kind of hard to find in real life. You'll find that roleplay isn't something that's, widely accepted or known of in the real world. So, I'd advise that you either, as a beginner, start with massive multiplayer online games or forums. Naturally, that all depends on whether you like it or not, as well as availability. If anything is available in your area, you should try it out. There are many places to roleplay after all. Right, that is location sorted out. Let's move on to the fun part, rules. Because every part of roleplay has their own set of rules, whether it be live action, forums, or MMOs. You may be thinking, why are there rules? Why should I restrict my writing, my creativity? I thought the same. But then I saw the way that some people acted when they didn't follow the rules. I will be blunt. It was a mess. Because, imagine it. If everyone followed their own set of rules, if everyone tried to take control of people's characters without consent, it isn't going to be fun. Because it'll just be dispute upon dispute. That is why there are rules. Because you aren't going to be liked if you break it all. If you bring this god of destruction into My Little Pony, people won't like going to act to that. Because it'll just break immersion. It'll become silly. It'll become ridiculous. And you'll be kicked, let me put it like that. This goes for live action roleplay. This goes for pen and paper. It goes for MMOs. And it goes for forums. Especially forums. Because that is usually moderated. In fact, I haven't seen one forum that isn't moderated. So yeah, follow the rules. Read them, actually. And act according to them. On top of that, act in accordance to the current universe. I mean, don't bring in Cthulhu to elves and orcs. It doesn't make sense. It's like if you watch a movie. Say that you're watching, if I don't know what you like, but if you have ever watched The Matrix and you bring in, let's think, cave trolls from The Lord of the Rings, it isn't fun to watch anymore, is it? It's just, oh god, facepalm. You know what I mean. Okay, now to sum up what you've been taught. Yeah, I've taught you something. Incredible, isn't it? Right. You now know what immersion means. You now know what I mean by character, location, and you know how to follow rules, I hope. But before I let you go and let you into this world of roleplay, let me just say a few things more. First of all, you need to know some terminology to do well. You get the abbreviation of OOC. OOC stands for out of character. And that means that whatever you say after indicating that it's OOC, usually by double brackets or by square brackets, it isn't related to the current storyline. It is meant as like a comment or trying to clarify something, or just generally off topic, right? Then you got IC. IC stands for in character, and you don't indicate this. It's just, for example, if you use it in context when you talk as your character or you do anything, it's IC. It's in character. You're immersing yourself. And then, of course, you have the abbreviation of RP. Yeah, you guessed right. It stands for roleplay. Well done. And yeah, that is it. Stay tuned, because there's going to be more of this stuff on the Spine Team channel. That is, if I haven't, taken away your interest at all. So, if you want to know more, check back regularly. Subscribe and like, of course, I expect you to. And have a good day.